Hi everyone, I am going to be talking to you guys about speech generating devices, specifically with two of my clients using Proloquo to go on their iPads or tablets. I have spent substantial time with two different clients who have been able to use an iPad for communication, one being much more functional than the other based on the level of PECs that the child received before transitioning to the iPad. So both of the clients that I work with who use a speech generating devices were first taught PECs, or pictorial exchange communication system. So they were, my first client went through all 6 levels and then was transitioned to an iPad to use the Proloquo to go program, while my second client only made it through the first or second level and then was transitioned to an iPad as well. Both are able to get most of their needs met, especially when they're motivated, and we are constantly working on cleaning up their communication and making it more initiated by them on their parts rather than us doing a lot of the work. So that's where I am right now with two of my clients. Basically, speech-generated devices are used when an individual will use either an iPad or a specific computer or a tablet, and they're touching specific symbols on their system and then activating them so that the technology will create a synthetic voice output for that individual. This can be very basic, or it can be substantial in the sense that it can be strung together into full sentences with descriptors or requests or comments based on conversation, which is amazing to me because a lot of my kiddos may understand communication and be able to receive and be receptive in communication. They're just not able to make their musculature work to return that communication. So iPads can be an amazing opportunity for those individuals to have a voice. And so I don't have video consent to give an example, but I can basically explain it to you. They'll typically have an iPad, which is a bit bigger than this, but they'll have a program where they can go through files or find an area of interest that they want to talk about, and they can request it either based on one word or two. Both of my clients are able to say, I want something, so they'll say, I want, and they'll touch the item that they would like, and then they talk. Like this.
I want washroom.
And then I'm able to say, of course, let's go to the washroom, and that functional communication has been provided. And so speech-generated devices are best for individuals who have either some vocal communication, they just need a little more assistance, or high enough cognitive abilities and acceptable motor functionings to be able to be trained or taught to use the systems correctly. A lot of the time you'll see individuals maybe not have the motor function to be able to touch and activate specific symbols, or they may have comorbidities that cause tremors and or sensitivity issues to touching the screen. So those are two limitations that may need to be taken into consideration. But in my experience, both of the children that I have using speech-generated devices have gained a lot of freedom and reduced a lot of aggressive behaviors just because they've been given words through a speech-generated device. And one other note that I absolutely love about speech-generated devices is that their community and their friends and even strangers seem to be more accepting of individuals with speech-generated devices just because it's still a voice. They can still understand them. It's fluid across all individuals rather than sign language that some might not understand. A speech-generated device creates a voice that allows them to communicate with pretty much anyone that they can find. And so that's what I love about speech-generated devices, and thank you all for listening.